I was just pondering, CJ, this is for you, my friend. Just putting it out there. I was thinking about some of the stuff I read recently about the Sabbatarian. I've listened to other, it's so funny. I remember a few years ago, I ran into my first Sabbatarian Calvinist, and they were arguing for the Sabbath. And I got an hour into the video, and then I realized he's talking about Sunday. And then I've listened to they use the same arguments Adventists do. It's really interesting. And what's so interesting about it was I realized something about kind of how some Calvinistic Baptist type teachers are leaky dispensationalists. It's something I realized, like all of the early Sabbatarian Calvinists, none of them were dispensational, none of them. And I just realized, I don't think you can hold to dispensational views about Israel and hold to a Sunday Sabbatarian position. It's impossible, because without replacing Israel as the church and changing the Sabbath to Sunday, it makes no sense. You can't have a view about a future promise to Israel, what the covenant was for, and hold to a changed Sabbath. Think about that. Like, both covenants were promised to them, and then the church is let in. But if the only way you can even begin to make a case that the Sabbath solemnity changes to Sunday because Jesus rose, I don't think that makes any sense. If the church doesn't replace Israel, then of course the Old Testament passages that talk about the restoration of the kingdom with its Sabbaths to be taken literally, it's talking about the Sabbath being Saturday. So anyways, just wanted to hear what you thought about that. I don't think it makes any sense to be a Sunday Sabbatarian and a dispensationalist, especially one that's just a partial. And that's probably why John MacArthur makes the bad arguments he does about the Sabbath. Although he said contradictory things, I've noticed, like, oh, the Sabbath, but yeah, he'll say the Sabbath is Saturday. It's just done away with. Oh, well, then even that doesn't work, because that comes out of a quote unquote replacement theology, doesn't it? Anyway, just curious what you might think about that, or anybody else who wants to make a case otherwise. I don't think there's any theology out there that I've heard of someone trying to develop. I bet you every Calvinistic leaky dispensationalist says Saturday is the Sabbath, but we don't have to keep it. I bet. It has all sorts of implications about the connectivity between the two covenants, etc.